On this video, we're gonna create the original screen scrolling effect from The Legend of Zelda inside of Unity. The first thing we're gonna need on the scene is the player and our camera. We're gonna make the camera follow our player. So we're gonna create a C# script and we're gonna drag and drop it to our main camera. Open it up in Visual Studio and remove the start event. We're not gonna need it for now. We're gonna need some variables. So first we're gonna create the transform target, which will be our target that's been pointing to our camera. In this example, it will be our player. Then we're gonna create a vector2 variable that's going to store the size of our grid. We're also going to create a float variable that's going to store the speed which the transition happens. Then we start our code by going into the update function and then making a transform.position, and then we're gonna equal that to a new vector3 where it's going to hold our values that we're going to edit. In this new vector3 we're gonna write mathf, which stands for math function, dot round, and inside of this round we're gonna write a target.position.x divided by size.x times size.x. In simple terms, what this does is check if our player position is within the size, and if it has, it's gonna take our camera and move it to that direction. We round that division because we don't want any in-between numbers. We just want it to know if it's in this screen area or that screen area. So that's why we round it. And then we multiply again to know what's the precise position that the screen should be. We're gonna repeat this equation for all the other axes that we want to interact with. Once we have our code, we're gonna put it on Unity. Then we're gonna alter the values of our variables. The target is going to be our player. Your size is dependent on the aspect ratio of your project. You can select various aspect ratios from the Game tab, which has a drop-down containing all the aspect ratios compatible with your build. In this case, we're going to use the 5:4 aspect ratio. In this case, we're going to use the X value of 12.5 and the Y value of 10. These values are the size of the perspective or the cube that we're looking towards. We can see this as the ground. Now, if I go up, the camera changes instantly to that screen. This code is perfect for replicating that Legend of Zelda effect you had in the classics. However, we can improve it even more and add it some more polish by smoothing out the transition between screens. We can do this using linear interpolation, also known as lerp. We're gonna create a new local variable where we're gonna store the value of the new position. And we alter the transform.position to be equal to vector3.lerp. The first argument is going to be our current position, which is transform.position, and our second argument is going to be our stored position, which in this case is going to be called pos. And our third argument is going to be our linear interpolation value, which is speed in this case. This code is going to make our screen movement look smoother, and it's going to move it to that direction. Take note that speed has to be a value from 0 to 1 for the smoothing to work. I highly recommend using 0.1 or 0.5 for best results. Take a look. I hope you liked the video. Remember to subscribe. I'm going to make more tutorials like this. And the documentation and everything I made is on the description so you can use it on your project. See ya next time.